And we're live, and it is the Kent Beck Scrum, and it's Sam and Michael. And updates from me, mob programming session, which went reasonably well, and we actually had a bit of mobbing with people typing at the same time. Although still just a little. I think as people gain confidence, they'll be more mob-handed, shall we say? So that was good, and then Michael and I, we've just been Why don't how would you summarize what we've just been doing, Michael?
We reviewed some PRs on local support. One of them we made a change, requested change to make the PR have less side effects in terms of, and to make it a little more explicit in the controller, what the complexity is about, why it's there, and that's about it. We also had one from Marcelo, but I think there wasn't.
And I think I've just in the background updated that. I'm just saying to Anar. Yeah, so I think we're kind of pretty much done with those
reviews.
Yeah, we've got the people voting away in the background for the reviews now. Yeah, we've got our alternate thing. It's the code climate has failed on that because it's saying that it doesn't like us using the word get. Which controller were we even in? This is always, it must be the volunteer ops controller, mustn't it? Yeah, here. Like code climate goes nuts for it doesn't like having get underscore. It says it's not Ruby-ish. That's like this is all Java stuff.
What about
fetch? I mean, I guess it would be trivial actually. I guess you could ask. Just not knock the gets off the front of it. Is that org independent of roots, and then organization set for nested roots, organization for simple roots, organization for simple roots. I guess the gets are kind of unnecessary. It doesn't complain about. Does it complain about sets? Yeah. So it was all green there, and the code climate. It was those three gets, wasn't it? Yeah, get doesn't like the gets. Okay. So and we could do git commit minus am remove get to keep code climate happy. Git push is origin 132.104. Okay. Oh, by the way, all the project scope folks, they've finished now. They're like, oh yeah, class is finished. Yeah, we're not going to work on the pull requests anymore. So got a lot of outstanding pull requests that need maybe a bit further knocking into shape. I would like to get that set up. Anyway, going back to so where we were with these pull requests. So yeah, hopefully that will be all nice and green. I added some comments.
How much stuff did we actually get in to?
We got some in. Their project scope 169. This one is looking pretty cool in terms of the interface. That might take a little while to load.
But there's still some outstanding stuff that.
They've got it all kind of working on their instance, and I've got about 6 or 7 PRs from them, some of which are on the cusp of being pulled in. But so if we go here, so I've given Marcelo some comments on what I think he needs to do as the next step. So that's basically the board is then under control, and I guess it feels this pattern of 3 things. There's making sure that all the PRs is being commented on. There's making sure that the tracker, that anything that's in progress or being worked on or what I get, we've done a nice review of that. The other thing that I have to do before the client meeting tomorrow is just try and make sure that everything is pushed out to the right servers. And there's a couple
does Armando offer this class once a year or twice a year?
I think it depends. He just told me that he's not going to be offering it in the spring, and I think he will be offering it again in the summer. I think he's trying to evolve it so that maybe he's going to like only do it, like make it more project heavy or something. But so local support sort of under control. Oh, there's other stuff for the client meeting because Marilyn's looking into
that. He wanted to actually have it so that it was like 2 classes, right? That you took like the theory.
Right, and then if you pass the course, you could do the.
And then if you did well enough in that and had the interest, then you would take the project intensive. That would basically be 15 weeks of doing project work.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm just like what I think I must remember. So anyway, so we've done that, and then so things that's other. I mean, that's our Scrum. No one else showed up. I mean, I guess we could consider retiring the Martin Fowler Scrum. I mean, we did do that. I think we did do that before. Or we just actually, I guess we just sort of, we kind of was saying to people, oh, well, let's just you come into our pairing session. I mean, I think in some ways I actually quite like the breakup because I think when we do pair for like 2.5 hours straight, we could both get a little tense. But sorry, what I'm just doing here is setting up the meeting for tomorrow because there's a whole series of things that I absolutely must remember for talking to Rachel about. That's the new subdocument, meeting 132. Come on. Okay. And so the things I think I must remember for me, I'm just putting here like Sam, deploy all new stuff. And I've got to review RON's new doc and get ready to present to Rachel. And I feel like there's also, what was it? Did Piotr have questions for Rachel or some decision? Okay, so that just, I'll stop when I prepare it tomorrow. I'll get ready with those. Okay, so that's the Scrum. Nothing else is on fire, I think.
It's good. It's good to have breathing room.
Yeah. Okay.
Time to work on async Slack bot.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, one thing or the async Slack bot, or I guess what I'm tempted to do. Yeah, it would be nice to have the thing be able to run in all the project channels, wouldn't it? There's that Yada thing, isn't there? And then I guess that the other. So I managed to get the. I got the new stuff out on Agile Ventures for. So like, we've got this out.
Okay.
Up. I noticed that this is 1 pixel higher than the other one due to the size of the thing, and like, oh God, so many compromises in getting that. Anyway,
I don't think it's really noticeable.
No, it's. I'll deal with that independently myself. What we don't have at the moment is we don't have the PayPal for all the other plans. We also, in particular, what we
don't have a callback for PayPal.
We don't have a callback for PayPal, and we don't have a mechanism for PayPal upgrades of premium or sponsoring, which was particularly what we had one person saying they wanted to do, which would be a nice additional revenue. So kind of what it would be, what I imagine is that now we would replace sponsor for premium with our own button that would just take you to this page, but this page instead it would say, sponsor so and so for premium, and you could do your payment through here with the 2 things. So it'd be nice to have that in place. Also, Amando's got this idea, which I tell you about.
Now, did we have that set up so that it could be easily extended to do that, or no?
Not
Maybe.
not so much. Although I think it shouldn't be too hard. The other thing is this, which is, did I tell you about this?
Yeah.
And so Amando's saying he's going to send this out to like all of the like nonprofits he's working with for us to like potentially offer them service of servicing their legacy apps. And so I've created the plans for this in Stripe. What I would love to move to a situation is that basically I could just give a plan name that I'd created the ID on Stripe and PayPal, and this would all just work. You know what I mean? Like as we evolve new plans, I shouldn't have to be like deploying new code in order to support new business ideas.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, I get that either way, we could be attacking the payment stuff here, or we could be attacking the bot. So anyway, I'm going to make a cup of tea. And,
I mean, we could.
Go on.
Yeah.
Go on.
I imagine that you're going to want, like, when you say just have a new URL like that, you do actually intend, though, to have, like, something where it's actually, I mean, there has to be something inputted into the database, right?
Yes. I mean, I'm thinking that
I'm thinking actually with our idea, this is kind of out of left field, but with the idea of the middleman site.
Yeah.
Right. If we had that plan, yeah, with like the middleman site, if we could just plug in a route like that.
Right.
And the JavaScript just reached out to a backend API. And then like the backend API worked, and we could just edit the database like through some kind of front end, set up new plans, and then you could quickly just model like on the front end, the middleman just quickly work in like text.
Yeah.
To like write up like the, you know, the pixel, like the marketing presentation of it. You know what I mean? If that makes any sense, like to have the marketing presentation page.
Yeah, no. I mean, that's sort of what I'm doing here with these pages, right? This is just edited.
Right, but you can't put like arbitrary things in there.
I can put arbitrary text in here, but
right,
I can't put an arbitrary plan in. I mean,
can't put like an arbitrary button or whatever that you want.
No. I mean, the interesting thing is, you know, I've been able to create the arbitrary endpoint here for this, and so kind of like our marketing page for the like the description. Yeah, but what I can't do at the moment is
just put arbitrary.
I mean, I can put a link in to say like sign up for this plan. At the moment, I can't do. I mean, this could be like for all the functionality that's in there, it could entirely be in middleman. This although well then I would be editing it and I would be pushing it, which is another story. But
there's also an argument to should we be locking that wiki?
Well, indeed, that's another thing which we can.
This is like our marketing page, like not just like any random person should be able to just edit it, right?
Well, you have to be a member of the site. But yeah, I mean, it would be nice if we would lock that into like Karma, so that, you know, certain levels of Karma unlocked certain abilities would be nice. But we've got the issue, although like in a short term for doing something like that, what I really want is within the next week we need to support you know, these new plans, and we want to support payment via PayPal and Stripe for the new plans and the old plans. And so if there was a consistent mechanism that just allowed us, I mean, whether it's this route, I mean, it could be that we had plans and the thing in the nested route, but like, I mean, screw that, whatever, that's a finesse. But it seems to me almost like if we used a consistent ID, that this could work. Like we could be, we just define the plans on the PayPal and the Stripe back end,
right?
And then it just the page which we currently have, which is like this one. Well, actually, if I just go there, because at the moment this will just default to, it will ignore that and create that. But if I put in a plan that exists, it will change the page and put the appropriate thing in there.
Right.
So it seems to me, in principle, we could have this so it will be able to dynamically handle an arbitrary plan ID.
Would the plan have to be? So our plans aren't actually active record models yet, right?
They're not at the moment, and maybe they should be. I mean, the interesting thing about where our plans are at the moment is that where do we go? Is that I've got in this controller for the non-subscriptions controller has this little stub of a plan thing in there just to cope with the translation between the ID of the plan to
and what the title should be, right?
Yeah, so that it becomes human readable. And there's like little things like, oh, it's this one has a free trial and stuff. So and then we also have in the models.
But in principle, like we could have a plan model that exists, right?
We could have a plan model that exists,
like a human readable name.
Yeah.
A PayPal ID. And
a Stripe ID and whatever else it needs. Yeah.
Stripe ID and whatever else it might need.
And that would mean that we could avoid, like at the moment here, in order to kind of add a new plan, we have to add a new class.
Right. So then what you would do, right. So what you would do in that case is go in and say, create the IDs, create the plans on PayPal and Stripe. Then literally go into our Heroku console.
Yeah, and just say
add that plan with the appropriate IDs.
Yes,
and then just publish a URL.
Yeah, I mean, like it could be there would be with a sort of generic dynamic thing up there. It would the process of delivering a new plan would only be adding the things to the payment gateway endpoints and editing our database, and it would just work.
And publishing the URL.
Yeah, or sharing the URL.
Yeah, and then that would be Nirvana for you.
I don't know what would be Nirvana, but it would. What would be Nirvana would be if sufficient people were using those endpoints that I wasn't worrying about whether I could feed my kids next year. So that would be Nirvana. Anyway, I'm going to make some tea now. I will maybe see you shortly.
All right. Bye.
Bye for now.